Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Simple one, so I thought I'll do it myself. Okay. So we are seeing the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. And he had put in there Yato Vacho Nivartante, from where the words turn back along with the mind, unable to know it. Okay. Unable to know it. Anandam Brahmano Vidvan. If you know that Brahman is Ananda, na bebheti kadachana, there is no fear, no sense of insecurity. Now he is putting this here, the Shastra has put it here, only as a motivation to stick until Anandam Brahma. Okay? Because he is going on from Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, now Vijnanamaya. Hey, relax, this is what we are aiming for. Okay? So I am not going to elaborate here, I will elaborate it when it comes there. Okay? The second time it comes, I will elaborate it there. Okay? Even Shankara doesn't elaborate it here, he elaborates it later on. Okay? Then he says, Tasyesha eva sharira atmaya purvasya. Therefore, this Atma is also like the previous one. Okay? Thus, like previous means like the Manomaya. Anyantra Atmaha Manomaya, after Manomaya. Okay? Anyantra Atma Vijnanamaya. Like how he showed Manomaya fills up Pranamaya, fills up Annamaya. So the reverse is also true. Now here Vijnanamaya. Okay? Tenesha Purnaha. The Vijnanamaya fills up the Manomaya. Fills up the Pranamaya. Because emotions, backing emotions, there is a process of thinking. Right knowledge or wrong knowledge, there is some thinking backing it up. Without knowledge, there is no feeling. There is no emotion. Yeah. Supposing I were to ask you, what is your emotion towards what is there in my pocket? I don't even know what it is. If I know, then I can have some feeling about it, isn't it? Hey, it looks nice, it's nice, it's something you can say. I like it, I don't like it, I don't care about it. So if you don't even know, how can it be? Therefore, knowledge has to be there to back up an emotion. Therefore, if there is an emotion, Vijnanamaya has filled it up. And naturally, there has filled up the Pranamaya. Because Prana functions on the back of, it rides on the back of emotions. And it has to be directed by your thinking. The two aspects to Pranamaya. One is natural functioning without your awareness of it, like your respiration, etc. goes on. And if you are looking at directing the prana, then your thinking has to direct it. Yeah. Then that fills up the body. Therefore, in the body, look at it, you will find prana present, you will find intelligence present, you will find even emotion present. Let us say I crack a joke and you will laugh for it. Certain endorphins are released in your brain, and instantaneously at the same time, the same thing in a minuscule amount is released in every cell of your body. That means the emotions, the knowledge, everything is filling every cell right across. Yeah. That means when you laugh, really speaking, whole body laughs, okay? Yeah, every cell is laughing. Yeah. Anyway, that apart. Therefore, Vijnanamaya. Then he says, Sava Esha Purusha Vida Eva Tasya Purusha Vidata. So this is also taken as the Purusha. In fact, this is the Purusha. When you say I, What is that I? Other than the Atma, you have a concept about what you are. A concept is what? Here. Concept is purely knowledge based. No? Your self judgment is based on what you know. Therefore, ahankara is here. Even though you say I, pointing to your heart, ahankara is actually here. Yeah. It's a concept of what you are. Okay. That's why little knowledge can give you a lot of ahankara. More knowledge, more humility. Why? Because you know all other possibilities that are there that you don't know about. You know, compared to Ishvara's knowledge, what is there? Nothing. What do you have? Very, very little. Therefore, okay. Anvayam Purushavedaha. Tasya Shraddeva Shiraha. Now look at it. Says, what is the most important thing is Shraddha, he says. Shraddha, belief is the most important. Remember how I translated Shraddha as? You remember? Yaad hai? Trust, confidence. Yeah. In what? In the pramanas that give you knowledge. Confidence and trust in the pramanas that give you knowledge. Yeah. So that becomes the most important thing for gaining knowledge actually. You can question your pramanas, that's perfectly fine. Okay? But you have to have enough Shraddha to use it. No? To use my eyes to see something, I must have enough confidence in my eyes to say that if I open my eyes and look, I will see it. If I am doubting that, how will I see? I can question whether what I have seen is right or wrong. Is it correct perception or not? I can question. But for questioning, there has to be some doubt raised. Otherwise, why will you question? Therefore, the Shraddha we are talking about is not blind faith, blind belief. It is a confidence and trust to use a means of knowledge. Otherwise, there is no knowledge. Yeah. There is no knowledge. Now, science will come and say you have to be skeptical. Modern education. And you accept it. Why do you accept it? Because you trust the guy who is saying it. Correct or not? You trust his expertise and he is saying, hey, you have to be skeptical in science. Okay. Mundila. What is it? You are trusting a system. Shraddeva Shiraha. Okay. Ritam Dakshina Pakshaha. Ritam, the right side. Ritam is, what is verified truth is called Ritam. Satyam Uttara Pakshaha. Satyam, the truth that you believe in, may not have been verified. Okay. And the left side he says. Okay. Yoga Atma. What is Yoga Atma? This is very interesting. Okay. Yeah. The ability to focus. Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yogaha. The mastery of the mind. The ability to focus, to contemplate on something to arrive at the truth. Whether it is worldly knowledge or spiritual knowledge, you have to have the ability to focus. Your mind should not be running haywire here and there. The ability to focus. That is called yoga. Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yoga. Mastery of the mind is yoga. Yeah. So you can be a yogi without being able to touch your toes. Okay. Because the mind is mastered. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yoga Atma. Mahat Pucham Pratishta. Mahat. Mahat is what? The cosmic mind, Ishvara's mind. That Pucham Pratishta, that is the basis, he says. Because what is your knowledge? Where is it based? You are only gathering knowledge. You are not creating knowledge. You are only gathering knowledge that's already there. That intelligence, the knowledge that's already there is Ishvara. Okay. That is Ishvara. Therefore, Mahat Pucham Pratishtaha. This is the thing. Okay. This now he has described the Vijnanamaya Koshaha. Now, after that, have we chanted the remaining one? Vijnanam Yajna Tanute? Panjabikation. Have you chanted the remaining?
No.
No, no? Yeah.
Okay, we will continue, no problem.
Yeah, just chant that.
Yeah. Vijnanam Yakyam Tanude Karmani Tanude Vicha Vijnanam Deva Sarve Brahmajeshtamupasate Vijnanam Brahmajet Veda Tasmachenna Pramadyati Sharire Papano Hitva Sarupaan Kaman Samashnudaidi Tasesha Eva Sharira Atma Yapurvasya Tasmatva Vedasmat Vijnanamayat.
No, go ahead, complete that.
Anyontara Atmanandamaya Tenaisha Purnaha Sava Esha Purusha Vidayeva Tasya Purusha Vidatam Anvayam Purusha Vida Tasya Priyameva Chira Bodo Dakshina Paksha Pramoda Uttara Paksha Ananda Atma Brahma Pucham Pradishta Tadapesha Slogo Bhavati.
Okay, he says, Vijnanam Yajna Tanute. It is because of Vijnanam knowledge that you can do a yaga. By yaga, when you mention the yaga, all other activities are included into it. Okay, so all action is possible only because there is knowledge. So we are priding ourselves. We are in the 21st century. We are a knowledge-based society. Tell me when it was not knowledge-based. All actions required knowledge. Let us say the caveman, the primitive caveman. To survive, he required a lot of knowledge. When he hears the roar of a saber-toothed tiger, from that roar he should be able to make out, is the tiger hungry or not? A newcomer is scared, he will hold his spear. The veteran will say, relax, he is not yet hungry. There is 8 hours left for him to start hunting. Why? From the sound he will make out that, what type of roar it is. Lot of knowledge just to survive. Yeah. Vijnanam Yajna Tanute. Because of Vijnanam you are capable of acting, he says, of doing. Okay. Karma ni tanute tacha. Then he repeats it. All karmas, worldly karmas now. Yajna is Vedic karma. Other karma is worldly karma. Vijnanam Yajna Tanute. Because of Vijnanam you can do all that. Okay. Yeah. And he says, Vijnanam Devaha Sarve. All the devas that you invoke is nothing but Vijnanam, he says. Knowledge. What is the Deva? A Deva is one aspect of Ishvara, isn't it? A Devata, when you look at it, it is one aspect of it. So, if Ishvara is the cosmic knowledge, Deva is one aspect of the same thing, Vijnanam eva. Therefore, Vijnanam Devaha. Okay, Devaha Sarve. Brahma Jeshtam Upasate. And Brahman, the Ishvara now. Brahman here refers to Ishvara. Jeshtam Upasate. Worship him as the main. Worship Brahman as the main, he says. Okay, and he says, Vijnanam Brahmached Vedaha. If you understand Ishvara as the intelligence behind the whole thing, okay, and understand the order, the whole cosmic order at play, this can be done only when you little bit figure it out for yourself, how Ishvara is impacting your life. Okay, if you are become totally brainwashed into secularism, you will not get it. Yeah, yeah, because Ishvara is a red rag to you. It's a problem. Okay, okay. Brahma Veda tasmachena pramadyati. And if you don't make mistake as far as Ishvara is concerned, or you don't ignore the whole thing, Ishvara and all, forget it, yaar, nahi chahiye. What is Ishvara? Ye bug karta hai. I am going straight after Brahman. Pramadyate. If you are doing that, he says, if you are not doing that, sharira papmano hitva, being freed from the limitations of this body, on death he is talking about, on death, he says, sarvan kama nashnuteti, you reach Ananda. This is talking in terms of lokas, okay, experiential, after death, etc. Sarva, okay, yeah. All that you reach, he says, all right. Okay. All right. Or you can take it as, once you reach Vijnanam, okay, what is the height of Vijnanam? What is the maximum knowledge you are capable of? Exactly, the knowledge of the reality. Everything else falls short of it, you know. Everything else keeps you in samsara. Knowledge is necessary for your life, but all knowledge keeps you in samsara. What is the knowledge that frees you from samsara? This thing. So if you gain that, he says, Anando bhavati. Sarvan kaman ashnute is a way of saying it. It's arthavada, a little bit exaggeration to highlight the fact that whether your desires are fulfilled or not, you are Ananda. That is the whole idea. Therefore, Sarvan kaman ashnute iti. Then for Anandamaya Kosha also is making the kalpana of finitude. Okay. Tasyeva sharira atma. Therefore, Anandamaya fills up Vijnanamaya. Therefore, your whole body is filled up with Anandamaya also. That's why pleasure and pain is possible. Pleasure and pain is possible. If because of your some philosophical condition, you cannot experience pleasure and pain, your brain damaged, okay? Or you have to condition. All right. Okay. Sharirama ya purvasya. Tasmadeva one second. Okay. Anvayam purushavidaha. Tasya priyameva shiraha. Priyam. What is priyam? Priyam is, now, why is he saying all this? To show that Anandamaya Kosha is also a limited entity. There are gradations in it. Priyam, the joy you get when you gain an object that you desire. You like something. Hey, it's available here. Hey, nice. You feel happy. Priyam, shiraha. That's why, because that's where you start from. Modo dakshina pakshaha. Modaha. What is moda? Moda is one level more. You not only seen it, you got it in your hands. Whatever you want to enjoy is there in your hands. Modaha dakshina pakshaha. Pramodaha uttara pakshaha. What is pramoda? When you are actually enjoying it. When you are actually enjoying it. You and the object of enjoyment has now become one. You saw a bar of chocolate, maja aayega. Priya, you got it in your hand, it is now yours. Modaha, eating it. Pramodaha, okay. Just to show that there are gradations in Anandamaya Kosha. Because in your Ananda also there is gradations, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, look at it. And hot day, you have a soft drink. Naturally enjoyable. Okay. But that soft drink is in a very, very beautiful setup. Aha. More Ananda. Your loved ones are with you. Even more Ananda. Gradations hai kya nahi Ananda mein? Yeah. Therefore, Ananda always, experiential Ananda always has gradations. Okay, always has gradation. Yeah. That's why the expression has come, seventh heaven of delight. Why? There are 7 levels. Okay. It's a way of putting it. It's not that there are 7 levels and don't ask me, Swamiji, what are the 7 levels? Okay. Yeah. Right. Then Ananda Atma. What is the core of the whole thing? Ananda, simple Ananda. Is the Ananda that manifests as Priyam, Modam, Pramodam, etc. All right. Brahma Pucham Pratishta. Now look at the difference here. After this, what should be the normal thing that I have seen people saying? Look at it. First Shariratma, Sharira, Annamaya, then Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Then what should he be saying logically? Atma. Sachidananda Swarupaha. If he says that, what will happen in your mind?
Duality.
Not only duality. There used to be this person in Rishikesh, Shivananda Ashram. He used to call it his scientific, Vedanta scientific laboratory. So he'll come in for a lecture, carrying something and he'll plug it in. All that you see is a pot. This is Annamaya. Then he'll remove another sheet. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Anandamaya used to be a dark cloth. Anandamaya. Then inside there is a light bulb. Atma. You will get the same thinking in your mind. If you say there is another Atma called Sachidananda Swarupaha, the Shastra does not say Anyontar Atma. I listened to a very, very popular teacher once talking about it. Okay? Very popular teacher. He is very popular in States, UK, Europe, even in India. In fact, he hardly comes to India because when he comes to India, he is dragged to 100 places. Indian guy, Bengali guy, based in New York. He is heading a setup there. Very nice, wonderful person. Okay, very wonderful person. I like the way. But he was explaining this. The Upanishad, after saying this, is eloquently silent. Why? Remember, yato vacho nivartante. Their words cannot describe it. Here is what you have to take the help of another Upanishad, the Kato Upanishad, and say, Avritta Chakshu. You have to turn your vision inside and intuitively realize the Atma. I said, oh my God, अभी तक तो इतना अच्छा explain करता था, इधर आ गया गड़बड़ कर दिया. The Upanishad is not eloquently silent. The Upanishad is eloquently descriptive. He is saying Brahma Pucham Pratishta. Brahman is the basis for your Anandamaya Kosha, he says. Brahman is the basis for your Anandamaya Kosha. Therefore, in turn becomes basis for Vijnanamayam, for Manomayam, Pranamayam, Annamayam. Brahma Pucham Pratishta. Brahman is the basis for the whole thing. That Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman we started off. Remember how we started off? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Soishnate Sarvan Kaman Saha. Then Tasmad Etasmad Atmana Akasha Vayu Agni Apa Prithvi etc. Then Prithivibhyo Oshadya, plant life. From their Annam, Annat Purushaha. Then Purushat, Pranamaya, Manomaya, coming back to what? Brahma Pucham Pratishtam Ananda Atma. Basis is what? You start from the consciousness, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, you come back to what? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. That is the basis for the whole thing. So all that you see as a creation, Akasha, Vayu, Agni onwards, to your various levels of experience, body, mind, etc. What's the basis for the whole thing? One Brahman, one Anandam. There is no Anyantaratma. There is no need for saying Anyantaratma. Brahma Pucham Pratishta, there can't be a better presentation than this. The basis for all this, the whole creation is you. That Satyam Jnanam Anandam, Brahman, from where all these things manifested, is I. Anandatma. Brahma Pucham Pratishta. Yeah. That is all there is there. You start from the consciousness, understanding that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman is only reality. Then you go around the whole creation and come back to what? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Because the reality behind the whole creation is nothing but I consciousness. Ho gaya? That is the important thing here. The Panchakosha Viveka is not done to establish Panchakoshas. It is done to point out you are the basis for the whole thing. It is pointed out, it is said to point out you as independent of the five koshas and the five koshas dependent on you. Why? Tenesha Purna, Tenesha Purna, Tenesha Purna. And you are the basis for the whole thing. Therefore, you are the independent reality. The whole creation is based on you. Brahma Pucham Pratishta. That is the important point. Yeah. That's why the five koshas are areas where you make a mistake. When I take I am tall, short, etc., Annamaya. When I say I am low energy today, Pranamaya. When I say I am upset, etc., Manomaya. When I say I know or I this thing, Vijnanamaya. When I say I am feeling cheerful, Anandamaya. Swamiji had such nice meditation today. I was so blissful. Good. You are blissfully ignorant. Why? You are reducing Ananda to an experience. The basis for that blissful experience is you, the Anandatma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Ananda is not an experience. If it is experiential Ananda, you are an Anandamaya Kosha. You are an Anandamaya Kosha. Any experience of joy is an Anandamaya Kosha. Whether it comes by small sensual pleasure, eating a chocolate, or a relationship, or power and money and wealth, whatever Ananda is experienced anywhere, whether the Ananda born of yoga, Ananda born of bhoga, Ananda born of music, Ananda born of other experiences, any experiential Ananda, you are an Anandamaya Kosha. The Ananda that you are is manifesting in your mind. And you are saying, I am very happy. But you are taking yourself as the experiencer of Ananda. That is the mistake. That is the Kosha. You are not an experiencer of Ananda. You are Ananda. That's important to understand this. If you take it as an experience, you are reducing Vedanta to Anandamaya Kosha. You have to turn your eyes inside and experience it in meditation. Whole life you can be on a chakkar. Why? Because you will get an experience. Very happy, very joyful. That type of experience, samadhi experience, is not difficult at all. The problem is those people who talk of samadhi experience have not gone into samadhi most of the times. Those who have gone into samadhi and they have some exposure to Vedanta, they will understand the limitation of samadhi. Those who don't have exposure to Vedanta will think that is everything. Therefore, Anandamaya Kosha. And the basis for that is Brahma Pucham Pratishta, Brahman itself. Therefore, any experience of Ananda that you have anywhere is nothing but the manifestation of the Ananda that you are. Therefore, the word actually Ananda equals Anantam. The word Ananda really meaning, the implied meaning of the word Ananda is Anantam, limitlessness. We are wrongly, when you say Satchidananda, we are wrongly translating it as bliss. Bliss is an experiential word. What is bliss? It varies from person to person. And there will be gradations. Therefore, the Upanishad is very, very clear here. Brahman is the basis for it. Aur kya chahiye? You started with Satyam Jnanam Anantam, you went around the whole universe and came back to Brahma Pucham Pratishta, came back to Brahman. That's it. Now look at it. In this process, Satyam Mithya becomes clearer, no? Because everything from the cosmos, from Akasha onwards, to your body, mind, etc., all this is based on Brahman. Brahman is only independent reality. Therefore, the independent reality is called Satyam. All dependent realities are called Mithya. Mithya is not delusion or illusion. If you are taking it as either, you are deluded. Mithya is a dependent reality. Mithya is time-bound existence. Mithya is relative existence. So, unless you understand that Satya Mithya, this will be a bit difficult. I said this earlier also when I was explaining Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Therefore, start by taking everything as relative in your life, minimum. Because the relative is also Mithya. Yeah. And that becomes a very, very important standpoint. Because without understanding of Satyam Mithya, there is no Vedanta. Where is Vedanta? Other than Satyam Mithya. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be like this head of the Department of Philosophy. Chair. He had tenure and he had a chair. Okay. Comes to Swamiji and says, when Swamiji was touring USA, Swamiji, everything about Vedanta is clear except two concepts. Swamiji said, everything is clear, only two concepts. What is that? He thought he was going to ask him about something about karma or rebirth or something. Concept, those are all concepts. He says Satyam and Mithya. That is not clear about that. What are you clear about then in Vedanta? Nothing is clear, that means. Because you have conceptualized the Atma. Any conceptualization of the Atma, either as an experience or as something else, is a self-judgment which is finite. All concepts are finite and a concept is not the truth. You have to go beyond the concept to understand the truth. No? And going beyond is only in terms of understanding. Ahankara is a concept. It's a self-judgment of who you are, what you are. So you have to understand the truth of that. For that, you have to understand the mithyatvam of everything that you are doing. Every functional standpoint that you have about yourself, you have to see the mithyatvam of that. Everything. This is what it is. Any standpoint that you hold, any notion that you hold, mithya. Emotional reaction, etc., definitely mithya. So, without Satya Mithya being clear, there is no Vedanta. Therefore, as a sadhana, yeah.
That day you spoken about how relativity can help you in
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate that a little further?
Okay, the question is, how can relativity help me to understand Satya Mithya? There are various, now the fundamental definition of Mithya is an existence depending upon something else. Like this kurta depends upon cloth, and you can keep going that way. That means what? All relative existence is mithya. No? So now, yeah, okay, I will connect up both, because there is a question here, can you explain self-judgment? We are always judging ourselves. When I say I am this much only, what are you doing? I am like this. I am a philosopher, self-judgment. I am a useless guy, self-judgment. I am an engineer, self-judgment based on my knowledge. I am a doctor, again self-judgment. What is not a self-judgment? Because none of them is the truth about what you are. These are all concepts that you have about yourself. And all of them are relative, isn't it? All of them are relative. One of the biggest self-judgments, I am mama. Very difficult to drop this self-judgment. It's a role that you are playing with respect to your kids. Yaar. You have one or two kids, you are mama to them. Don't try to be Jagan Mata. It won't work. So, to understand, yeah, I am the knower. Knower is also a self-judgment. Yeah. Because I am the content of the knower, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. I am an intellectual, self-judgment. And to see the relativity of every self-judgment. Like let's start with roles. Mama, relative to two kids of mine. Na? For all the mothers present here, please don't mother your husband. Nothing kills romance faster than that. I'm not joking. Okay. Yeah. Husband, wife, only to each other. Na? Teacher. Some people can be called Jagat Gurus. That's just a title given. You're not. There are a lot of people who say you're an idiot. Yeah. Ask the leftists in India, hey, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya is coming. I don't want to. So you're not good. It's just a title, standpoint, relative. Sannyasi, another relative role. You have dropped all roles. That's all it means. Relative. मैं महाराज हूँ. Yeah, रेवा दे. Maharaj in Gujarati means cook. The cook is called Maharaj. So big deal.
Swamiji, one further clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you also said that karma, ahankara, these are also concepts, and then you said concept is self-judgment. So this is a little hazy to me.
When it comes to a concept about yourself, it's self-judgment.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say I am like this only, that's a self-judgment. That's a concept you have about yourself. So you are talking about yourself from a standpoint which you have taken as true. For a self-judgment, it has to be taken as true.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
See,
any concept, as you said, is relative.
yeah. So you have to see the relativity of it.
The relativity of it. So when we look at punarjanma, ahankara, these are all also again relative.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate a little bit on that? I'm not clear.
See, what is ahankara? We take as though ahankara is an entity. Look at it. When the consciousness is manifest in your mind, and in the mind there is ignorance about everything, the first thing that will manifest will be I thought. Because without I, you cannot have this. So the first thought that will manifest is I. Now there is also ignorance in the mind about what you are. Therefore, you don't know I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Therefore, you will make a self-judgment about yourself based on your body, mind, how others are treating you, etc. This self-concept, this self-judgment is what we call ahankara, a concept of what you are. Like you say in Tamil film dialogue, Enna Raskala, I am like this only. Yeah, that I am like this only is ahankara. It's a self-judgment. We think it's a big entity. We have to destroy the ahankara. Arey, hai nahi hai. It's just a thought, a concept. But it is well ingrained. That's the problem. Because this, what I am, is further covered with the roles that you are playing. There are further layers coming on to this self-judgment. I am a doctor, teacher, lawyer, this, that, sailor, tinker, tailor. Yeah. Therefore, all this loaded, keep on loading yourself. This is me. Yeah, Karthik.
So, Swamiji, related to Rohil's question, even when I say I am Sakshi,
Yep.
is that the Ahankara also masquerading?
No. If you are objectifying your ahankara, only then you can say I am Sakshi. Therefore, Sakshi is the closest you can come to the truth about yourself. The closest you can come.
It's still conceptual though, Swamiji.
It is not, you can say it's a concept, but it is a concept that is so close to the truth that there is only one small step left. Because it's a concept that is formed by negating all concepts. When you say I am Sakshi, what are you doing? I am witnessing this, I am witnessing that, I am negating everything. From I, this ahankara, I, the sentient being who has got so many things loaded on himself, I have negated everything. I am saying I am just witnessing everything. So it's a very peculiar role in the sense you have dropped everything. Now that Sakshi is pointed out as what? Tattvamasi iti. You are Brahman, you are Ishvara. So that is that one small step. If you are at the level of the Sakshi, that small step is very easy. It only requires some pointing out. That Sakshi is awarer, nothing but awareness, which is limitless. Which is the content of Ishvara is also the same consciousness. You are also the same consciousness. One step. Very easy. The problem is, we are stuck in the ahankara. Because who comes to study Vedanta, tell me? Atma cannot come to study Vedanta. Atma need not study Vedanta. Atma is already free. Those who are attending my Brahma Sutra class refer there, okay? Adhyasa Bhashya. Who is coming to study Vedanta? The ignorant one, no? The one who is taken, I am samsari. I want freedom from all this. So who's that? Samsari. Who's that? Concept. I judge myself on the basis of my experience, on the basis of my feeling, on the basis of my existential issues, and saying, I want freedom from all this. I tried a lot and other things, not working.
Swamiji, one small question.
Yeah?
The samsari is also having a realization that somehow what concept he has found of himself is
So when the samsari understands, he has dropped his samsara. He has dropped his ahankara. Ahankara becomes a dress he wears to function in the society. Meera saying, Bhava Sagar sab sukh gaya hai. Fikr nahi ab tarne ki. Where is Bhava Sagara? There is no Bhava Sagara. There is no samsara. I don't have to cross anything anywhere. Where do I have to cross? Nothing. There is nothing to cross. There is no samsara. In fact, really speaking, there is no samsara. There is only a samsari. There is a person who feels I am limited, I am bound. That is all because of your self-judgment. Therefore, to see the mithyatvam of everything, the relativity of everything that you hold as true. Yeah. That's important. That every role I play, start with the roles, because lot of self-judgments comes from your roles. I am not the body, mind, etc. is easy to say once you have dropped the roles. But if you have not dropped the roles, you can't say I am not the body, mind, etc. That's just verbal. It's not factual. See the limitation of your roles that you are playing. I mean, it is so easy, na? You look here, your child is sitting here, you become parent. You look here, your parent is sitting here, you become child. It's so easy to pick up, drop, pick up, drop. With just turning your head. But that is the reality. That's what it is. Mithyatvam. You call it a role, but you still hold on to it as though it is real. Because the real is missed, the relative will be taken as a real. Therefore, to see the relativity of every role that you play, every idea that you have, every notion that you are holding on to, to see the relativity of it. Yeah. Including Guru Sishya. Relative. Outside the class, do I behave like your gurus? You should listen to me in everything. We chat, we discuss. If something I don't know about, I pick it up from you all. I'm not saying I am Guru, I am Maharaj all the time. Idiot. If anyone does that. Relative. And why is the Guru-Sishya relationship there? So that you can at one day say, Natvam Guruhu Naham Sishya Chidananda Rupo Shivoham Shivoham. Until you are able to say that. Until then only the Guru-Sishya relationship. After that it's for old time's sake, okay? Yeah, when my Guru comes, I used to always go and touch his feet wherever it is, public may, yeah, okay. And he used to do the same for his Guru. Why? We are full-time students, Baba, the whole relationship is much more sacred. But relative, we know the mithyatvam of the whole thing. Yeah. Therefore, to recognize that something can be sacred, still mithya. That is where the whole crux is. Like a mother-child relationship, it's sacred. Mithya hai. That statement, it is mithya itself, makes people uncomfortable, isn't it? That's why I said, okay, take it as relative. That I can relate. But you have to take the next step after that. Yeah. If you take it as relative and the child is rebelling when she is 13, 14, you are happy with it. Why? The person is establishing independence, achai hai. At 15, 16, if you are rebelling, it's very good. Why? If you don't rebel at 15, 16, you will be rebelling at in your 20s and 30s, which is more problematic. And if you don't rebel in your 20s and 30s, you will be doing it in 40s and 50s, which is worse. I've seen people doing it. I'm not saying it just hawa mein. I've seen people having it. No, my child is very good. There's no teenage rebellion. Then I'm concerned. Why?
What do the child starts rebelling at 8 or 9?
Very good. 8 or 9 rebellion, even better. हो गया ना 2-3 साल में. Finished. Good. Done with. If you are rebelling in your teens and your 20s, if you are not rebelling in your teens and your 20s, there is something wrong with your heart. If you are still rebelling in your 40s, there is something wrong with your head. Okay. Because once you are independent, why do you have to rebel? In fact, nowadays by 30s, if you are rebelling, you are still something wrong with your head. Wrong with your thinking. What are you rebelling against? Unless there is some foreign rule and you are rebelling against that or something like that. So, to see that relativity, everything that's happening in your life, totally relative, totally mithya. Roles are mithya, relative, mithya. Every role, however sacred it is, mithya. This body, however powerful and functional it is, mithya, relative. Because it's true, no? What you did at 25, can you do now? I mean, I'm pretty fit for my age, but I know I can't do what I did at 25. Your prana, energy. There will be days when you are low energy. Relative. Emotions. Emotions, you know, they are relative anyway. I think emotions are constant. No, Swamiji, I try to keep away from all emotions. Problematic. What are you trying to be? Spock from Star Trek or what? A Vulcan? Emotions are what makes it human. But relative. Knowledge, most relative. Right? With the way science is developing, we are making every day we are realizing the previous day is wrong. No, I'm an intellectual. I gain so much of knowledge from so many things. हाँ मालूम है बहुत भूसा भरा हुआ है. That's why the Zen statement comes into the picture. Empty yourself and I shall fill thee. When you go to a master, empty yourself. He says that. Zen statement, it is true. And it works in practice in tougher systems. Like my friend Christopher went to learn from his guru. 6 months he was waiting outside the class every day. Before the guru called him in, I said, okay, you really want to learn? Yeah. He had to prove that he was really keen. Come. Tomorrow, Christy boy, get all your certificates and belts and come. Say all 10 belts. He had reached that level. Black belt. Very good. Dropped on the ground. Where is the certificate for yellow belt? Here. Dropped on the ground. Each certificate until black, all dropped on the ground. Pour some kerosene on top of it and set it to fire. 10 years of dedicated training is there, right there. Christy boy, your real learning starts now. There is a tough way of saying empty yourself and I will fill it. Yeah. It's practiced. In tougher schools it is done. Yeah. I remember in the first batch in the ashram, I was helping Swamiji with the paperwork and everything. I was young. But I used to go to the ashram and I used to do whatever I can, seva I can. He said, come, I want all this to be here. So we kept all the interview calls, everything. That's why I know all the details about what's happening there. Then, Swamiji asked me, what is everyone doing outside? I said, Swamiji, they are all reading books on Vedanta. He started laughing. Then he called someone in. I said, Swamiji, I'll wait outside. Sometimes he'll say okay, sometimes he'll say isn't, because he knew who was what from the way they had written their applications. No questions on Vedanta was ever asked. In fact, one of the students asked him, Swamiji, you never asked us anything about Vedanta. That's for me to teach you. For me to teach you. That's a Sampradaya with teacher. You don't get Vedanta out of books and things like that, or out of non-Sampradaya with teachers also. I have met a lot of teachers who are not Sampradaya with. I have known them personally. People who's a non-Sampradaya with, someone who has rejected the Shastra or is not clear about the Shastra. Like for example, J. Krishnamurti, great intellectual. Oh my God, intellectually he is way ahead of me. Huge. But he was struggling with the revealing the truth. I used to attend his classes and his lectures in JJ School of Arts. He is struggling with the whole thing, struggling to explain. I said, because Asampradaya with, he has rejected the Shastra with which he can explain. Asampradaya with. There are great teachers in today's world. I will even mention them. I don't mind if I am challenged after that. There is someone known as Muji from the Caribbeans. His Tvampada Lakshana is very good. When he comes to the fact your consciousness, that much is very good. But that consciousness is everything, he can never say it. He doesn't know how to say it. He has rejected Ishvara. Therefore, he can never say that limitlessness he doesn't bring out. Up to consciousness is very good. He used to come to Rishikesh every year, around Shivratri time. That's how I know him. First yoga festival he was there. So, Asampradaya with teachers. Rajneesh, Asampradaya with teachers. I am giving benefit of doubt to all of them. They were realized souls. I am not questioning that, though I can question that. But I am not. I am giving them benefit of doubt. But their communication, Asampradaya with. Because the mithyatvam of the world is not seen clearly. Look at J. Krishnamurti. When he talks about mithyatvam, he talks about student world, social world, world of relationships. He is talking about that. He is not talking about the physical reality. He is not talking about the role that you are playing. That is also mithya. What looks solid is not solid. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, all of it is mithya. In the years to come, Vedanta will be a little bit easier to teach because quantum physics is coming close to saying it is mithya. Not saying it's mithya, it's saying it's relative. That much it is saying, so it's easier for me. My students will have an easier time when they become teachers. So, start with this relativity and work through to see that it's not even real. It's just an appearance. What does mithya mean? It's an appearance. And you dealing with appearance all the time. You are walking on a flat earth, which is an appearance. You are seeing a blue sky, which is an appearance. You are enjoying the sunrise, which is an experience. You are governed by the sunrise in terms of time, which is just an appearance. What is real? If all that is not real experience, I experience I am the body, not real. I am the prana, not real. I am the mind, not real. I am Vijnanam, not real. I am Anandamaya, experiential, not real. And what am I? Simple consciousness, limitlessness. That's the only reality that is there. Why? Brahma Pucham Pratishta. बस इतना ही बात है और क्या है बात और क्या इतना ही है समझिए आफ्टर दैट व्हाट वी डू तद्यप्येष श्लोको भवति there's another sloka for it but that we will see next class. Okay. So what we do now? I'm sure dinner is waiting for most of you all. Okay, or maybe there is some time. Okay, good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.